and welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to be talking about Crunch and how to use it. Crunch is a variable on Kali Linux, is defaulted to be installed on Kali Linux, but sudo apt-get install Crunch or any application you'd like to use, sudo or yum or something of kind that you would like depending on your directory army system. You're going to install Crunch. This allows you to create password lists. This is very nice for specific attacks. So use the command crunch here, and you're going to be defining minimum length. So let's say 4, and the maximum is, let's say, 8. It could be anything of a kind. So let's say you want to try back the maximum. Now, when you are doing things such as this, you are going to need a lot of space. So if I just say here, a good one to test out 6 to 10, other than just numbers. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because this is a very nice way to just make a whole bunch of passwords. People will use their birthdays, their phone numbers, or just numbers in general, random set of numbers. That's not secure. They use a PIN. That is very insecure. Because the fact that numbers reduce the amount of options that you like to produce. Now, if I go up here and just in this task for a second, I don't want to use 112 megabytes. 112 gigabytes. It is huge, but that is besides the point. It's a really good way to just create a nice word list depending on your operating system, depending your environment, and depending on what CPU and GPU you have, what laptop you have. If you're using first machine, you will be able to crack passwords at a ridiculous way. Right, so it really doesn't. This wouldn't actually do much unless you specify what program you like to use before it. Hydra or aircrack, or just want to write it as a file. So whichever you'd like, make sure to see at the end of it. Whichever you would like to have, or whatever, brute forcing you would like to have. And with that pipeline, you're able to use whatever is produced here into whatever Pokemon you put after it in the set. So now you may specify characters sets for Crunch to use on the command line, or if you leave it blank, Crunch will use a default char set. Character sets. The order must be lowercase characters, uppercase characters, numbers, and then symbols. If you do not have all this, there is a great possibility that you will malfunction. You will not get what you would want. So, put the amounts. I'll then proceed to put some commands here, right? Or your char set first. So let's say A B C D E F A B C D E F G or something of a kind like that. If you want to use the -b command, this specifies the size of the output file. So let's say you want it only to be 30 megabytes. So that will create a 30 megabyte. See, it's 3 gigabytes, but you only want 30, so it'll stop when it hits 30 megabytes here. Okay, now the -c command specify the number of lines throughout the output file. It only works with if -o is started. -o, this is a wordless file. So let's say you want to wordless, nothing .txt, but you want it to be located somewhere. So let's say your desktop. I'll put it there. That sheet specifies the lines to read the output file. The output will be the format of starting letter, ending letter, for example. If you do this right here, and you want to create a directory, which is what this is. and then you put in whatever you like, then that should result in 2 files. The reason for slash in the second file name is the ending character is space and ls has to escape it to print it. And you can put whatever chargelets or directory, or you can put a mixed alphanumeric called spaces in them too. That was very specific. That was what Crunch is in general, to be very specific. So let's say you have the -d command. -d is the number symbol. It limits the number of duplicate characters. So if -d is 2, let's say b, or then whatever. So once you have that, you're going to go to another command. This command is a -e. It's specified when cards should stop early. It's basically just simple. And then -f specifies a character set from the char set list. And then a -l. When you use the -t option, this option tells Crunch which symbols should be treated as literals. This will allow you to use the placers as letters in the pattern. The -l option should be the same length as the -t option. Then we have -m, which is merged with -p, but just use -p instead, basically. Then, of course, we have the wordless file, which is what you're going to use the most, okay? You're going to make a word list, right? And then you'll be able to save that and use it with Hydra, because Hydra doesn't actually use the pipeline. It uses Hydra, then so you have username, let's say www.facebook, whatever.com. Then you would put your username, which I believe is -l at the end, capital L, or the -p, something of a kind of that, -l, then no, -l for a word list. So let's say -p is for the username. So let's say Jacob Hernandez Suez, right? And then -l is specified. You'll be able to use whatever -o file you have here that you have created. So let's say you have the -o, and then you said it was just a specific test. Let's say name of that, and then you'll put .txt on there. Then you'll brute force it with the other commands. Now -p, -p, chargelet or -p word 1 or 2 tells Crunch to generate words that don't have repeating charge setters. By default, Crunch will generate a word list size of charge set and charge sets, and then which is above their max length. This option wants a generate of chars in char set. Then you have the file name. This tells Crunch to read the file name that you have put in and permute what is read. This is like the -p option, except it gets the input from the file name. And then .txt should be used. Then -r tells Crunch to resume generate words from where it left off. So if you were overnight and you just, it hasn't finished yet, but you need to turn off your computer for a specific reason, then you just go back and continue. This specifies a starting string. So let's say you want a starting point to be just Oscar 27 or 26. That'll be the starting charge set. And then we got the juicy part, which is your -t command. Now this specifies whatever from here. So say you want to remove this. You know that by whatever, wait. So let's say you recognize that a person in your area has used his numpad on his keyboard. that he's connected to his laptop. You know that the last 3 are numbers, so just put that in. This is a reconnaissance. You will have to be in a physical area to do such a thing of a kind, and you will specify the pattern. So this, the percent, is for numbers, which is usually what you're going to use because that's the easiest thing to define here. Then the at will insert lowercase characters. These right here. Commas will insert uppercase characters. So then, after using the top part of their keyboard, they are probably using some type of symbols if you recognize they're pressing shift. So you would put the upper caret sign, which is right here. Then the dash U option. Thus you disable the print percent thread. This should be the absolute last options. Make sure if you're using whatever you have here, say the numbers, let's say you know what numbers they have, you can also just use that. And then you'll use those numbers in a way of a form to occupy these 3. But using these numbers though. So make sure you have dash U at last. Then you have the dash Z. This is going to compress the file. You could do 7Z or whatever. I know there's LZMA and there's gzip. Something of a comment that just to compress it. This does take a lot of space. It can even go up to petabytes, which are absolutely enormous. And then those are all the commands we have here. That is how you use, and that is all the commands that you could possibly get from using Crunch. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next time. Any questions, any things you are curious or confused about?